They demolished the house, changed the address, and rebuilt a $40 million mega mansion from scratch. None of it mattered, because what happened at 10,050 Cielo Drive in 1969 left something no demolition crew could erase. On the night of August 8, 1969, a quiet hillside home in Benedict Canyon became the center of a nightmare. 5 people were found murdered inside 10,050 Cielo Drive, including actress Sharon Tate, who was 8 months pregnant. The crime scene stunned even seasoned detectives. Evidence of violence everywhere, messages scrawled in blood, and no clear motive. By dawn, the address was splashed across the front pages of the Los Angeles Times and broadcast on every major network. The brutality of the Manson family murders and the celebrity of their victims turned the house into a symbol of fear and fascination almost overnight. Neighbors spoke of sleepless nights. Tourists began arriving, drawn by morbid curiosity. In the weeks that followed, the property's name became shorthand for loss, horror, and the end of an era in Hollywood. The emotional scar left by that night would prove impossible to cover, no matter what happened to the building itself. In 1994, bulldozers arrived on Cielo Drive. The original house, steeped in tragedy, was demolished under a permit filed with the Los Angeles County Department of Building and Safety. Within weeks, the hillside was cleared, with walls, doors, and every trace of the old address erased from the landscape. A fresh construction permit soon followed, authorizing a sprawling Mediterranean-style estate to rise in its place. By 1996, the city approved a new street number, 10,066 Cielo Drive. The parcel's official records now listed a different address, a new structure, and a clean legal slate. A county records clerk later confirmed the paperwork was in perfect order. Demolition, rebuild, and renumbering were all documented. For real estate agents, this was a tactical reset. One listing agent described the relaunch as a chance to offer a world-class estate with no ties to the past, setting the first asking price above $40 million. The strategy was clear: erase the stigma with concrete and paperwork, then reintroduce the property to the market as if history could be rewritten. California real estate law draws a sharp line between bricks and reputation. The term stigmatized property enters the legal record whenever a home's past, crime, tragedy, or even rumor affects its desirability. Civil Code Section 1710.2 requires sellers to disclose material facts that might sway a buyer's decision, including violent crime or death on the premises. In practice, the duty to disclose turns on whether the history is likely to matter to a reasonable buyer, especially at the ultra-luxury level where image is everything. A disclosure attorney explains that even after a full demolition and address change, the parcel's legal identity keeps its past attached. If a buyer asks about the site's history, the seller must answer honestly or risk a claim of misrepresentation. Real estate listings for 10,066 Cielo Drive sidestep the old address, but any buyer with internet access can trace the property's lineage in minutes. The financial impact is real. Academic studies and brokerage data point to a 7 to 10% discount for homes burdened by notorious events. A psychologist specializing in rumor describes the psychic cost that shadows such properties. For some buyers, the idea of living where violence happened is a loss that no amount of design or luxury can offset. The stigma lingers, not in the walls, but in the mind and in the market. Online, the mansion's story takes on a life of its own. YouTube is crowded with more than 150 videos exploring the supposed hauntings at Cielo Drive, racking up millions of views. Reddit threads dissect every rumor, from mysterious cold spots to shadowy figures glimpsed near the pool. TikTok's hashtag Cielo Drive has drawn over 4 million views, most of it speculation and retellings of old urban legends. Each new post, comment, or video keeps the property's dark reputation in circulation, regardless of the facts. Paranormal investigation channels claim to capture strange readings or unexplained noises, but none have produced evidence that stands up to scrutiny. A skeptical investigator who toured the rebuilt estate put it plainly, "There is no original structure left, just a story people refuse to let go." Still, the digital echo chamber turns every rumor into a fresh reason for buyers to hesitate, making the stigma less about ghosts and more about reputation. In this market, perception is a force no renovation can fully erase. Across the country, other addresses carry the same invisible burden. The Amityville house in New York, still standing decades after the DeFeo murders, sold for 30% less than comparable homes, despite renovations and a steady stream of curious onlookers. On the West Coast, the Cecil Hotel in downtown Los Angeles struggled to attract buyers after a string of violent incidents and viral ghost stories, and offers came in 20% below asking, forcing a change in strategy. A media historian draws the line, no matter how much you spend on upgrades, some stories are too loud to silence. Data from brokerage reports and academic studies confirm the pattern. When a property becomes a legend, the discount is real, and the gap between offer and expectation can swallow millions. 90 days after its latest debut, the Cielo estate listing sat without a deal. Broker feedback logs describe a steady stream of showings, each followed by quiet withdrawal. Several interested parties entered negotiations, but once the property's history surfaced, offers faded or collapsed in escrow. One agent noted that buyers, after researching the address, would simply go silent. Another withdrew with a single line, "The story is too much." Despite luxury amenities and a flawless legal record, the stigma proved decisive. In the end, no amount of design or rebranding could overcome what lingered in the public mind. In luxury real estate, reputation is the hardest thing to rebuild. No matter the price, a history this infamous always lingers, proof that some addresses are haunted by more than stories.